CM 365, all about Carnatic music. In one of the earlier episodes, I had given some kind of a quiz for all of you, in the sense that I had sung the Anupallavi of some popular compositions and asked you to identify the Pallavi of that composition. This actually evinced a lot of appreciation and enthusiasm from our Rasikas, who said that this was a nice way to actually for them to understand how much of Carnatic music they knew in terms of identifying a composition. In kacheris also, as I mentioned earlier, we tend to associate a particular ragam with a composition, and that is how we also learn to understand the ragam. For example, if we say Bala Gopala of Dikshadhar, and immediately we connect it to Bhairavi. So the Bhairavi and Bala Gopala become connected, and then that soundscape of that song, gets embedded in your mind, and that's how you learn to understand Bhairavi. Then you listen to some more compositions in Bhairavi, and then you try to connect that, and that's how your knowledge about that ragam also gets expanded. Today we will try to do a different kind of a quiz in the sense that I will be skipping the first word of the Pallavi and singing the rest of the Pallavi to you. So let me see whether you're able to identify the first word or the starting words. It may be one or two words. Let me see whether you can identify these words. Of course, as being a Sabha organizer, I've seen how many of them, they bring this Ready Reckoner, Raga Ready Reckoner, which has been published by Dr. Nallikupasamy Chettiar, a very useful compilation book where you have the first few words of each song mentioned and the raga name and the composer. So this actually helps a lot in terms of, where when you are not able to know the raga of a particular new composition, immediately when you look into the book, for example, suppose I say, I know Bala Gopala is Bhairavi. Now suppose I sing Lalite Shri Pravriddhe, which also seems very much like Bhairavi, but I am doubtful that whether it is Bhairavi or something else. Immediately I take that book and see it's written Lalite Shri Pravriddhe Bhairavi Tyagaraja. So that way you are able to again connect Bhairavi to another composition. Now let me sing the Pallavi of a few popular compositions. I will be skipping in the first time when I am going to sing. I will skip the first one or two words and sing the rest of the Pallavi. Let me see in that before I answer whether you are able to find out the answer for yourself. Okay. Now let's begin. Rasapana moka rajamu jesune. What is the first word? Rama Katha Sudha Rasapana Moka. So that was Rama Katha Sudha. Let's go to the next one now. Sundarula Pajupave Manasa Sundarula Pajupave Manasa Shobillu Saptaswara Shobillu Saptaswara Sundarula Pajupave Manasa. So that was Shobillu Saptaswara. The next one. Maruganna Shri Ramachandra Maruganna Shri Ramachandra Makelara Vicharamu Makelara. That was Makelara. The next one. உலகெல்லாம் ஈன்றகன்னை உன்னை அல்லால் வேற கதில்லையம்மா உலகெல்லாம் ஈன்றகன்னை உன்னை அல்லால் வேற கதி இல்லை. The next one, a very easy one. Margamundaka Margamundaka. Yes, you guessed it right. Chakani raga margamulundaka. Another one for you. Pahi ma varade paradevate. Pahi ma varade paradevate. Did you guess it? Himadri sute Pahi ma varade paradevate. The next one. Dikevaramma jagamulona gana. A very popular one. Janani ninnu vina dikevaramma jagamulona gana. Let's go to the next one. Akhilandeshwari Shri Akhilandeshwari Shri Akhilandeshwari. Did you guess it? Shankari Shankuru Chandramukhi Akhilandeshwari Shri Shankari Shankuru Chandramukhi. Or another one for you. Raja Matangi Manikya Vallaki Pani Madhuravani. Did you guess it? Mamavamina Akshi Mamavamina Akshi Rajama Tangi. One more for you. Koduku brachura ento koduku brachura ento. This is very simple. Doduku galanane dora koduku brachura ento doduku galanane dora. Or another one for you. Yadukulatilakanan Yadukulatilakanan Iniyoru kannam unai maraven Yadukulatilakanan. One final one for you. Mudhra me chakangi Mudhra. So what is the first word? Me nakshi me Mudhra me chakangi. Well, I suppose this is also another interesting way of upgrading your knowledge. I was just thinking about that, where instead of just knowing the first word of a song to understand the name of the ragam, we could also go to the next step of understanding the whole of the first line in terms of remembering the whole of the first line of any song, so that we are able to get a better picture of that ragam, and we are able to actually have a better understanding of that ragam itself in terms of a whole line. Because when it comes to a whole line of a particular song, that is even the Pallavi, you see that in the Pallavi line the raga's basic characteristics, the basic swarupa is clearly identified. So keeping the whole line in the mind, I suppose, is one step better or one step more towards appreciating Carnatic music.
CM 365, all about Carnatic music.